Hey folks, it's your boy Iceberg Bricks, and we are back with another edition of On the Icebox. It's been a long waited, but I had to wait for some good talent. You can't just put anybody on here. So through the year and the social community or the social media community, which is the Lego Lego YouTubers, I met a gentleman who was brought through the Lego YouTubers. The guy goes by the name of BrickBender Underworld, and we'll ask him about that name. It's unique like no other, but the guy himself is unique like no other. Two-time award at the Philly Brick Fest, and we'll get to that as well. Without further ado, BrickBender, how you do, man?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for coming, man. Thank you for coming. I was looking for some talent, man. It's been a while, man, and some folks kept turning me down, man. But I'm glad you accepted the invite, man.
Well, I appreciate it. So,
Thank you, man. So, how's real life going, man?
real life's good. Yeah, it's good. A
Yeah,
lot of work. I got three kids, so a lot of work with them too. So,
right. Okay, all right. So the $1 million question, Brick Bender, is how did you get into Lego and how old were you? That's the $1 million question.
all right. So I've never really had a true dark age like most people. I got into it when I was relatively young. I've
Hmm.
always played with it even after I got married. I was, playing with building. About that time was 99. Star Wars Lego was coming out.
Right.
So then that kind of re-energized what might have died out, and so I was building in that. And then fast forward a little bit, it kind of slowed down, but not really, because every time my nephews would come over, we'd build with what I had.
Okay.
I wasn't buying anything new, but we'd build with what I already had, and then
Okay.
had kids, and so that kind of re-energized into let's start building. Let's use this to develop their
Okay.
artistic side and see what they can come up with.
Okay. So you made it a family fun time thing. That's good, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what Lego's about, family fun time. And I think that the Lego life would last long when you make it family stuff. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So how did you come up with the unique name BrickBender Underworld? Because I'm thinking two different things, you got Bender and then you got Underworld. So
Yeah.
tell us about the name.
So I was looking at, or I was trying to come up with a YouTube name that was, or Facebook or some, whichever platform I decided that I was going to do this on.
Uh huh.
And I said, okay, so I typed in one, and Brickbender was taken. So I was like, all right, so I got to add something to it. And I'm not going to add like a number, or because that's what everybody does, like number one, number five. No, I was like, all right, what else could I come up with? And so I was like, well, what if I went to the dark side of what I'm doing? And so that's where the underworld part came from. Some of
Okay.
my first stop motion videos are a little on the dark side, but it's all out of fun. And
Absolutely. I got you. Yep, no doubt. So what are your Lego aspirations? What's the next big project for BrickBender?
the next big project is actually a redo on the project I showed at Philly, the big
Okay.
project I showed at Philly, the park. Um, I've got some unique twists that I want to do with it, and I want to rebuild it from the ground up.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate that bill that you shared with us in Philly, and we'll get to that, especially in the PowerPoint slide. But I mean, how would you describe your Lego work?
It's all based around the park. The natural, the you know, I like the animals, the outdoors. That's some of the stuff that I do outside of Lego, and
Mhm.
so to me that kind of appealed to me when I saw the park pack. I was like, oh, okay, this would be cool. This kind of sums up some of the other stuff that I do outside.
Mhm. Okay. Do you belong to any Lego clubs at all?
I do. Obviously I'm with Pink Bucket Nation on
All
the
right.
YouTube,
All right.
and
Bucket. All right.
and then they've started a lug outside of in the lower southeast of the United States, the Deep South Lug, and so I'm a member of that as well.
Okay, okay, good deal, good deal, good people, man, very good people. So in the park that you make, the parks that you make, the Lego parks that you make, what's
Mhm.
unique about your building process? What do you do that others don't do? Do you find yourself doing?
I'm not sure if I do anything different than anybody else does, other than just that's the way I put it together. You know, I look at and try and see what I've seen in nature and kind of bring that back into Lego. You know, the foliage, the when you're walking, doing hikes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of foliage. There's a lot of growth there,
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff. And you don't see it. Everybody wants to do clean cut and uh, real clean builds with a few trees here, and that's not reality from my perspective.
Right, I got you. I got you. I got you. So you said Lego for you was like a family fun time. Who do you
Hmm.
build with? What other
Um,
significant others that you build with?
I built with my kids,
Okay.
my three boys,
Okay.
and then I also I built with my YouTube community,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've brought my father-in-law into this since he was staying with us over the winter.
Okay.
We kind of got involved in Lego together. He saw what I was doing, decided he wanted to do something,
Mm-hmm.
and so now he's into it. And he went with me to Philly.
Okay. Good deal, man. Good deal. You get the whole family involved. That's good, man. So you said you had hobbies outside of Lego
Hmm.
that you bring into your mock. Tell us about those hobbies.
Some of those are, I did photography for a while.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite paintball, or my favorite minifigs are the paintball minifig, which I did that for a while,
Okay.
and then the hiker which is really what got me into the minifigures and kind of I guess was the ballpark starting point
Mm-hmm.
of the whole thing. And the hiker, I mean, he's my YouTube icon, he's my Instagram icon,
Okay.
um, but he really kind of appeals to me.
Okay. Okay. Good deal, man. Yeah, like the outback, the wildlife type of
Hmm.
thing. Oh, that's a
Hmm.
good deal, man. I like that. I like that. Tell us, has your love for Lego helped you persevere through any difficult times or any difficult situations?
Um, not, I mean, not really, but it's there as something that I can kind of kick back and relax with.
Okay, okay. Just something to unwind with. Okay, good deal,
Hmm.
man. Good deal. Can you tell us what was your most difficult Lego project?
This park has been a challenge building it, and I think I've tore it completely apart twice already,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still not happy with where it is. So
Okay.
it's been leveled about 75% leveled currently.
Oh,
And yeah, I'm going through and sorting, and the stage.
right,
You
right,
take something apart, sort it out,
right.
it all back. Okay, colors and pieces, and all right, now this I'm going to use for this. This I'm going to use for this.
Okay,
But I think what I have on the horizon is going to be far superior to what I showed at Philly.
okay, okay. All right. Can you tell us how important is the Lego AFOL community that you have joined to you and your builds?
Um, I really like the group of people that I build with,
Mm-hmm.
and actually having met them for the first time, all of them in one spot at Philly was pretty phenomenal.
Okay.
Um, that was a something that I wasn't sure that I would ever do starting out,
Mm-hmm.
but coming across that particular group has kind of helped me learn some of the YouTube stuff as well as, how to do Lego with the YouTube channels and the Instagram and getting involved in all the other aspects of social media.
Okay. Tell us about your most memorable interaction you had with someone regarding your Lego hobby.
Most memorable was probably when my father-in-law went and bought his first set and brought it over to the house, and he's like, "I'm gonna build this," and I'm like, "Okay," and he's like, "I'm gonna build it with your son." I'm like, "All right, cool." and so he started doing that, and then watching that just grow and develop into his own mock and his own idea for what he wanted to do.
Okay, yeah, man, that's a good memory, man. That's good, yeah, because now you got both generations sharing a common thing, man. That's a good memory.
Yeah, it's fun.
Good deal, man. Hey, folks, if you're just tuning in, this is the second half of On the Icebox. We're getting to know our friend BrickBender Underworld. He's from the Midwest, right?
Southeast,
Southeast?
southeast,
Where at?
Alabama.
I thought you was a Midwest guy, man.
I was born in the Midwest. I was born in the Midwest, but I'm a southeast guy.
Oh, okay, all right. So he's southeast. He down there, down in the heart, right there in the land, man. So we get like I said, we getting to know our friend Brickbender Underworld. He is on YouTube. You can find him on Instagram. You can find him on Saturday nights hanging out with the Lego Maniacs from Pink Bucket Nation.
Yep.
So this is the second half. This is the second half of the show. I'm being told to shush. Shush that. Um, this is the second half of the show, and so we're going to be doing the slideshow. We're going to run through. I'll ask you some questions on the slides, and just please elaborate. This is your show, Bender. All right, let me share my screen. All right. On the first slide that I have, I see the aliens versus the predator. Tell us about this part of your build.
Okay, so I was just playing around with some builds here and some techniques and building trees and wildlife and or and natural surroundings, and it really was for a stop motion video that I did early on in my YouTube, which was about a year and a couple months ago, and so since then I've learned to speed up my stop motion and realized how long that actually takes to do well. Stop motion just is not a joke. But yeah, I got those minifigs and I really enjoyed them. They're not technically Lego or they're custom Lego. I'm not sure which, but I do like you know, it brings me back to the first time I saw Aliens and then Predator and then, you know, that whole series.
Okay. Let's see here. Tell us about this. I see a robo chicken.
It is a robo chicken. So, my wife is in the poultry science world, and in that, to kind of bring her into the Lego, I found that build online. I think it was Chubby Bots. I think created that alt build.
Yeah, Chubby Bots. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm seeing that alt build. I was like, okay, I've got to get this so that I can build this chicken. So she can put it in her office, which is where it is currently.
Isn't that like a TV show, right? Like Robo Chicken?
Robot Chicken? Yeah, I think it is.
I'm not that old. So tell us about this mech you got here. It looks like
okay. So that was my first attempt at a mech, and I really wanted to build something that was out of Aliens versus Aliens. I didn't have the piece that I've seen used for that, and I found the treads, and I was like, okay, this would be cool. And roll it through the natural environment there, as opposed to being on a ship, and it can grab the aliens and so forth. So, but that was fun, Mac. I believe I had that at Philly. I've taken it to 2 shows now, Philly and Alabama.
Philly, Alabama. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite Macs.
It looks great, man. You know, I think you covered everything on that one, man. I was looking at that, man.
All right, so this one is I actually won the beekeeper from Kittenville Bricks.
Ah, okay.
And so he sent it to me, and the figure behind there is actually Kittenville's sig fig.
Okay.
And I picked up the bee, and so I was like, okay, a beekeeper bee, and I just put it together to shoot it. I was gonna shoot a stop motion,
Mm-hmm.
and then I ran out of time or ran on to different projects. You know how that goes, down the rabbit hole and into something else.
Right. Yes. Yes. Always. Always. This is
But yeah, that was just a
build.
shot.
A lot of detail in this short build. From the you know the shrubbery that you have, even the flowers. Like you just, I mean, you just even like that corner brick wall. This is, you know, it's a short build, but you got a lot of detail in this short build.
Yeah, that's something I like to do is have different things so that you look at it and you're looking at really what you're looking at as a piece of art. I
Hmm.
mean, and it doesn't matter which build we talk about, unless it's like specific, like the chicken. I want that detail in there. I want somebody to look at it 3 or 4 times before they catch every single thing that's going on.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Tell us about this view of your build here.
Okay, so this is probably the very earliest build of what I decided was going to be the park.
Okay.
Uh, I wanted some water. I wanted a waterfall. I knew that from the beginning. That was kind of the I'm going to build a waterfall and the park's going to be around it. Um, but this was probably the first trial of how do I want to do the rocks? How do I want to make a mountain? Um,
Hmm.
what's the best way to do that? And so this was just me playing around and trying to figure that out.
Okay. Okay. Phase one, huh? Phase one.
Phase one. So here I'd gotten some alligators um, to do this, and because that's where I really wanted them in the water, and kind of was playing around with what do I do with them on land? Do I put some on land? Do I keep them all in the water? How am I gonna do all that and make it work?
Hmm.
This over here on the far left here, that's the beginning of the welcome center or information center, check-in center
I got
of
you.
the park, and how I wanted to build that.
Okay. Man, you
Okay,
got
so
a lot of slopes in here, man. Building that rock texture and everything. There's a lot of detail that's going in here.
yeah, and I've got more. Luckily, when I visited the Lego store and through Lego store, the Discovery Center, um, the draft that we did up in Philly, I got a lot more slopes to work on this and make this even better than what it is.
Okay. Okay.
So I got in the park set here. As you can see, kind of up in the top corner, there's the part where he's climbing up the wall, the raft, um, and some of the minifigs there. And I was like, okay, how do I do this? And I really want to make that a whole rock climbing wall, and it kind of got lost in the final translation of the park, as it was at Philly. I'm hoping to rectify that
Okay.
a new park with the new version.
The new verse. Okay. Okay.
And so, yeah, this is where I laid it out. And like I said, I'd always wanted to do something with water. I had this piece. This piece is actually from the 99 2000 Indians reservation or Indian uh, Native American theme that they had done at that point. And so I pulled out that base plate and I was like, well, here's the water. Let's see how this works, how this looks. Put the tent on it and
Hmm.
continue to develop that idea.
Okay. Okay. It's getting like it's getting very, very, very developed with the slopes like that you're using for your rock work, and then the foliage that you're using as well, and you're mixing it up pretty good. Like
Yeah, and it's a matter of getting the color in there, getting the right slopes in there.
Hmm.
Um, how to build it up without using lots and lots and lots and lots of bricks.
Right.
So as you can see, I've got some of the lerps and burps in there.
Right.
So I was starting to play with those and see how many of those I needed to develop this even further
Gotcha. Gotcha.
than what I had it previously.
How many hours are you putting into this build so far, right at this point?
That one, at the point I showed it at Philly, I continued to work on it all the way from when I started.
Hmm.
So probably about a year and a couple months is what I had into it at Philly.
Okay. I
So,
think I like this here. Tell us about this tree here.
okay, so that was going to be I don't know if you read you've got a son, right?
Okay.
Did you read to him every night?
Yeah.
Okay, I read these books called Magic Treehouse, and so this was something that I was trying to figure out whether or not I can make this work or not.
Hmm.
And now I think I probably could. At the time, I think it was a little more than what I had anticipated it being, but it was supposed to be a treehouse for Jack and Annie, who are two characters in the book,
Okay.
who are in the Magic Treehouse, and that's what that was going to be.
Okay. Nice. Real nice. I like it. I like it. This right here, sir, is awesome. And it's crazy because you get I actually picked up about maybe I want to say about 7 pictures of from the evolution of the waterfall that you made from beginning
Hmm.
to what it looks like now. And but I picked this one because but I mean take us from beginning to end, man.
Okay, so I did put those bricks together every which way I could possibly think of to what was going to give me the best effect of moving water. And finally, I stacked them sideways, which is what you got there. Intermixed the colors, light blue, translight blue,
Mm-hmm.
some medium blue, dark blue, uh, trans clear, and I just kept mixing the colors until I got what you see there. Um, the brown and the gray were supposed to be rock outcroppings, but I knew I was going to tear all that apart. This was only the beginning of how do I get this idea across that I want to portray.
Okay.
And so that's where that was okay. I probably an hour or so, maybe 2 hours on one night, going, okay, this is how I want to put this together.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, man, it's that thing is amazing, man. Like I think each like how you tiered it off like that, each step here, like it's just it really looks like real water.
And really, the process there is putting the bricks so that you've got one this way, and then the next one's this way, and
Mhm.
then the next one's this way. So it kind of gives that stair step appeal.
Yeah, yeah, man. You definitely put a lot of detail into this, and you can see it evolving. Even like
Mm.
at Philly Brick Fest, that was just amazing. This right here catches my eye, like you're using the photography, and lighting and stuff like the tricks on this is just awesome.
So this was pretty close to the way it was at Alabama,
Okay.
and it changed from Alabama to Philly.
Hmm.
Um, but this was pretty close to the way I showed it, with the exception of I filled in all that was just regular blue plate there. I brought it up so it was level with that on both sides there, and then I put a trans clear, trans blue plates on the top of it.
Okay. Okay.
But that was me playing with lighting and seeing what kind of light I could put behind it to kind of give it the sparkle there. I think those are purple, like Christmas lights.
Awesome, man. Man, it looks very like majestic looking.
Okay, so that is the park at Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
Brick Fair, Alabama,
Okay.
and so I've got a couple different things going on there. Like I said, there's the park. The park at Philly had another plate to the right hand side. It had two plates, one in front, one in back, added to it from this. And let's see, I've got some mechs over there that I built, and then I bought a couple of the Aquaman sets, and I built that other little temple or whatever. I think I called it the temple there. And it actually ended up with two faces, one on each side of it, depending on how you looked at it.
Okay. Okay.
And then this little build over here on your left was um, the theme was space, something to do with space. So that was my theme build.
For your theme. Okay. Okay. So you got a little bit of everything. So your park here, is separated by technopins and.
It is. It's one, two, three, four plates wide.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the waterfall itself is held in by a Technic pin on either side. That's a 1 by 16, I believe. Or
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, 8 by 16,
Okay.
16, 32, 16 by 32.
60 by 32. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Um, and then the bridge goes straight across it, and there's alligators up underneath all of that.
Okay. Okay. Good deal. Good deal,
Uh,
man.
but yeah, there's a plate here, a plate here, a plate here, and then they were front and back. So there were 6 plates total. 6 plates done in, what do they call that? The Mills plates.
Mills place. Right. Right. Okay. So you can even add more to this if you had, you chose to. The way the layout is, you can add like more. Like if this
Correct.
is a theme park, you can put. Yeah, that's awesome. So it's just like a never-ending type of build. Okay. Okay.
All right. And so this is one of the plate. These are the 2 plates I added after Alabama. Um, I rebuilt that house that was the lighthouse
Mm-hmm.
from the 3-in-1 Creator set. I kind of tweaked it and made it a full-on house. And I was going to do a superhero there, and I think I didn't post it that way, or I didn't bring it that way to Philly. But um, and this part right here is the reason I tore apart the park, because when I built this plate here, I realized I could do Mills plates, but still vary the levels of the build from the ground plate up.
Right. I see what you did there. Yeah. 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 Now
And so,
actually give it a whole nother dimension.
right. And so I was like, okay, I've got to do this all the way across. I've got to do this better than what it is currently.
Right. Ah. Huh. Funny, you learn things, you get so far deep into them, then you learn something new. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Okay. All right. Who are these guys and what do they mean?
All right. So most of this, well, the one all the way to the right is Kevin A. Hinkle. Then you've got Brick Jams, myself, Bricksmith, and Matt the IT guy. And I want to say the one between Bricksmith and Matt the IT guy. He's not a YouTuber, but I want to say he's going to be he's part of the Deep South Lug.
Okay. Okay.
But they all came to share with me in Brickville, Alabama, and represent the Deep South Lug there, which was the first time we showed under that name.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. So you went to Philly and you came up big time, man. You two-time winner, man. Tell us what you won with, man, and how you feel, man.
So it's really pretty incredible. We're sitting there on a live stream, and somebody said something about building a snail, and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." there's a category for that. So let me build a snail.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I was sitting there building the snail, I was like, what if I build a snail that also goes in the glow zone? So, I think I've got some pieces here that'll work that with that, and so I came up with some stuff for the snail, and uh, really my whole thought process behind the snail was if you've seen the Never-Ending Story, the racing snail,
Right. Right.
and so I was like, I'll build a racing snail because that's funny. At least in my head, it's funny.
Right.
Um, and so we were talking on the next stream, and this was probably just before everybody left for
Mm-hmm.
Philly. And they're like, "No, you need to enter it into both." And I'm like, "Well, in my head, I'm thinking one or the other, whatever." I didn't know how it worked for Philly versus Alabama. Alabama, you told them what category you
Okay.
were entering in, and Philly, they selected the categories. Um, So I got it there. I think it sat on the table all day Thursday, and then all day, most of the day Friday. And finally, I was like, "Well, I guess I need to put this in the glow zone if it's going to go in the glow zone."
Right.
And so I put it in the glow zone, and Saturday, Friday night, Saturday morning, I don't remember when. I saw that it had the gold sticker. I was like, "Okay, cool." It got nominated for something.
Okay.
Um, Did I think I'd win one trophy? Not really. Didn't win anything in Alabama. I was like, it's just for fun anyway. I'm
Right.
going to
Right.
hang out with people. Um, and when I came away with the best mollusk, I was like, okay, cool.
Right.
Um, I was nominated in both categories, and I'm like, no way, not gonna happen.
Right. Right.
I had seen the other build, and it was a lot more. There was a lot more detail to it than what I'd put together, but I won that as well. So
Good
you
deal.
know,
Well deserved. Yeah.
and I don't think that would have happened without the people behind it.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. I mean, like, it's more than just your art, man. It's just, your well being. If you're a genuine person, man, people know that, man. You know. So what you got here? Your first Lego cabinet.
So we had just moved from where we used to live into the current city that I live in,
Mm-hmm.
um, and we were renting this house, and so this was kind of the predecessor to the Lego table that I have behind me here.
Okay.
I don't know if you So I told my wife, I said, I want to build the kids something that they can really build on.
Mm-hmm.
And so we built a 4 foot by 4 foot Lego table.
Okay.
But that was kind of something to keep them occupied while we were looking at this house and deciding whether or not we were going to rent that house or not.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
And so that was the first table that I built for them with stuff that I bought then plus stuff that I had.
Mm-hmm.
And we just laid it all out so they could play with it.
Lot of Lego on the table. That's
Always.
man, good deal. Good family fun time too.
Oh yeah, that's my middle son,
Okay.
Oliver. He likes to build and play with. At that time, he liked to tear apart, but now he's to the point where he likes to build, and my youngest wants to tear everything apart. So.
It's awesome. Yeah.
And my oldest, he's building his own mocks.
Okay.
So
Okay. It's a good deal, man.
yeah,
Looking up, man. It's good influence, man. Good influence.
I think that was me trying to figure out how many minifigures I had at the time. As you can see, there's all kinds of different stuff in there. There's
Yeah, you can never keep up.
Series 16, series, yeah, some of the the older night stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock Raiders. I think that was the only the only series I almost collected everything of. No, I have some Mission to Mars, but I don't think it's in that picture from what I can see.
Okay. Okay.
Now it's 4 times what you see there, if not more than that. I don't know. I don't even know how many I have left, or how many minifigures I have now.
I told you they hard to keep up with, man.
All right, so this was one of my first builds for with a purpose.
Okay.
I built that, like I told you, my wife does poultry science, and so uh, I don't remember how it came about, but we talked about building something for her office, and so since she's in the processing part of that, that's where that came from. I was like, all right, so I'm gonna build like a little fake processing facility. She actually bought the chickens, and then I worked that up.
Okay. Nice, nice, and it's like really well thought out, man. I mean,
And it's in her office currently.
see that? So you didn't even know, you know, all that other stuff, you know.
Oh yeah.
Good deal. Let's see here. All right. So before I let you off the icebox, I had one more question for you that I really want you to ponder. I didn't even bring it up, but um, so um, through your successful life with Lego, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you leave behind your children and their children with your Lego legacy? What gifts do you give?
Hopefully, I teach them how to utilize it as a release, as a medium. You know how to put things together, how to solve problems.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, Lego is such a versatile. I'm going to use the word toy, but it's not a toy. I mean, it's used in professional. Um, I want to say architects use it, engineers use it,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they'll be able to utilize it hopefully to figure out life.
Well said, man. Well said, man. Definitely, some blueprints you leave behind for them. Um, uh, Folks, if you don't know BrickBender, you guys need to rewind this and check it again. He's on Instagram. He's on YouTube. He's a member of the Deep South Lug and a member of the Pink Bucket Nation. Saturday nights he hangs out. So definitely take the time to get to know Bender if you don't know Bender. Bender, any last words?
No, again, I just want to thank you for letting me on the show, Iceberg, for having me on the show, and I I really appreciated being able to meet you in person and seeing your stuff. Ghost was incredible. That tower you got behind you there, wrapped up in ready to back up and go, was incredible to see. You know, I just appreciate it.
Thanks, Bender. Thanks. And you're a truly genuine guy, man. And I can see why you're having the success that you are, because the people love people, and you got to be personable in Lego. And you definitely have those gifts, my man. So, kudos to you, man. Your builds are amazing, man. You put so much detail into your stuff, man. I'm glad I was able to come by and you were able to actually point everything out for me when I had the camera in your face. So, all right, folks, that's going to conclude this session of On the Icebox. I'm your boy Iceberg Bricks. Until next time, I bid you love, peace, and Lego. Good night, everyone.
Good night.